chemical coordination and integration. 11th CBSE biology, important chapter, and in this video we will discuss some important points for the NEET exam. Remember, control and coordination is performed by neural system and endocrine system. Endocrine system and neural system together performs control and coordination. Ductless glands. Ductless glands are called as endocrine glands. They secrete chemicals called hormones. Endocrine glands secretes hormones directly into the blood. And remember, hormones are called as intercellular messengers. Hormones are intercellular messengers and they are non-nutrient chemicals. Hormones are non-nutrient chemicals. Remember. Now, in hypothalamus, the neurosecretory cells are called as nuclei. In hypothalamus, neurosecretory cells are called as nuclei. And remember, hypothalamus secretes one hormone called somatostatin. Hypothalamus secretes a hormone called somatostatin, whose function is to inhibit the release of growth hormone. Somatostatin inhibit the release of growth hormone by pituitary gland. And the bony cavity in which pituitary gland is located, is called as sella turcica. And come to the master gland. Pituitary gland is located in a bony cavity called sella turcica. It has two parts, adenohypophysis and neurohypophysis. Pituitary gland has two parts, adenohypophysis and neurohypophysis. Adenohypophysis has two parts, pars distalis, also called as anterior pituitary, and second part is pars intermedia. Whereas in the neurohypophysis, you can find one part called pars nervosa, which is called as posterior pituitary. And remember, pars intermedia secretes only one hormone called MSH, means melanocyte stimulating hormone. Melanocyte stimulating hormone is the only one hormone secreted by pars intermedia. And neurohypophysis stores and releases two hormones, oxytocin and vasopressin. Remember, neurohypophysis, second part of pituitary gland, it is going to store and release two hormones, oxytocin and vasopressin. Actually, oxytocin and vasopressin both secreted by hypothalamus. And receptor site for neurotransmitters are present on postsynaptic membrane. And posterior pituitary gland is not a true endocrine gland. Remember, posterior pituitary gland is not a true endocrine gland because it only stores and releases hormones. That's why it is not a true endocrine gland. Posterior pituitary. Then anti-diuretic hormone, ADH, also called as vasopressin. It is one peptide hormone. Anti-diuretic hormone or vasopressin, it is a peptide hormone synthesized by hypothalamus but stored and released by posterior pituitary. That's why posterior pituitary is not a true endocrine gland. Then hypothalamus is a center of neurohormones. It is a center where there is a accumulation and release of center of neurohormones. Because of the hypothalamus hormones, only pituitary gland is going to act. That's why hypothalamus is called as accumulation and release center of neurohormones. And hormones chemically made up of protein or steroids or biogenic amines. Biogenic hormones chemically either protein, steroids or biogenic amine. And as I said, oxytocin and vasopressin actually secreted by hypothalamus but stores and release in posterior pituitary. ACTH stimulates the synthesis of a steroid hormone called glucocorticoid. Glucocorticoid hormone synthesized under the influence of ACTH, remember. Then functions of pineal gland. Functions of pineal glands are what? Sleep wake cycle, body temperature, influence metabolism, pigmentation, menstrual cycle, defense mechanism. These are all the functions of pineal gland. Then enlargement of thyroid gland is called as goiter. Then thyrocalcitonin regulate blood calcium level. Hormone thyrocalcitonin regulates blood calcium level. And parathyroid hormones regulated by calcium ions. The location of thymus is ventral side of heart and aorta. Ventral side of heart and aorta. And the function of thymus to maintain immunity. In pancreas, endocrine part is called as islet of Langerhans. Basically, it is made up of two main cells, alpha cell and beta cell. Alpha cell secretes a hormone called glucagon. Beta cell secretes a hormone called insulin. Very important point. Now, during the diabetic mellitus, harmful compounds formed are ketone bodies. Ketone bodies are the harmful compounds formed in a diabetes mellitus patient. Then, atrial natriuretic factor ANF is a peptide hormone secreted by atrial walls of the heart. Atrial walls of the heart secrete a hormone called ANF. And remember, secretin is a digestive hormone secreted by duodenum, a part of small intestine, which regulate gastric acid secretion. Secretin is a hormone produced by duodenum. It regulates gastric acid secretion by stomach. Then cholecystokinin act on pancreas and gallbladder. Erythropoietin helps in RBC production. It is produced by hormone erythropoietin produced by kidney. Now, the hormone, chemical nature of hormone, I said it is either peptide, protein, steroid or amino acid derivative. So, peptide, polypeptide, protein hormones are insulin, glucagon, hormones of pituitary gland, hypothalamus hormones. They are peptide, polypeptide and protein in nature. Whereas epinephrine is one amino acid derived hormone. Thyroid hormones contain iodine. And remember, secondary messengers are cyclic AMP, AP3 and calcium ion.